Stop for 1 second and listen. There is a version of you, a better, stronger, freer version that doesn't exist. Why? Because you killed it. You killed it the day you chose to say no. The day you chose comfort over courage. The day you said, "I'll do it tomorrow." You are not haunted by what you did. You are crippled by what you didn't do. Your life isn't a success story or a tragedy. It is a series of almosts. Almost started the business. Almost traveled the world. Almost said, "I love you." Almost left the toxic job. And all those almosts collect into one thing: regret. Not the regret of a mistake you learned from, but the corrosive, silent regret of the life you were too afraid to live. In the next minutes, we are going to expose regret for what it truly is: your biggest psychological enemy. We'll show you why this regret is not a feeling, but a deep-seated psychological mechanism designed to paralyze you. And, more importantly, how to use the Jungian lens of the shadow and the self to finally stop being a hostage to the past. If you are tired of living the ghost of a life you could have had, this video is your first step out of the grave. You think regret is just sadness about the past. Carl Jung would tell you that is a naive and dangerous assumption. Regret is the shadow of your unlived potential. Think back to the base scripts we analyzed. Jung spoke about the shadow, the repressed, rejected, and denied parts of ourselves. But the shadow is not just your anger or your shame. The deepest, most poisonous part of the shadow is the potential you actively refuse to live out. When you feel that sharp stab of regret, "I should have done that. I wish I had said that," that is the voice of your unlived self trying to get your attention. It's the entrepreneur you buried, the artist you ignored, the bold person you suppressed to maintain your safe persona. Your persona, that mask you wear to please the world, demanded conformity and safety. But the price of that safety was the sacrifice of your true desire. And that desire doesn't just vanish, it becomes a hostile part of your psyche. It becomes the energy of regret. The truth is, the things you regret most are not failings of competence, but failings of courage. Every time you feel that deep, paralyzing "what if?", you are not remembering the past. You are seeing the ghost of the life your ego was too afraid to pursue. And as long as you keep running from this ghost, it will control your present. You become stuck in a state of eternal paralysis because your mind is constantly projecting an ideal past instead of constructing a new future. If you are getting value from this analysis, take 1 second to click the subscribe button. That simple action is an example of taking decisive action, the opposite of regret. Thank you for your support. Regret is maintained by 2 core lies we unconsciously tell ourselves. Lie. Number 1. The illusion of certainty. You believe that if you had acted, the outcome would have been guaranteed perfection. If I had moved to that city, I would be happy. If I had taken that chance, I would be successful. This is the ultimate self-deception. It romanticizes the unlived life, making the past a perfect dream and the present a nightmare. You cling to the idea of a perfect path that you missed, rather than accepting that the unlived life would also have come with its own set of problems, pain, and failures. Regret thrives on this fantasy of a flawless alternative reality. Lie number 2. The power of eternal waiting. This is more subtle. You are not putting things off because you are lazy. You are putting them off because the potential is more comfortable than the reality. As long as you don't start the business, you can't fail. As long as you don't talk to that person, you can't be rejected. You are trading the pain of failure for the slow, agonizing death of potential. This avoidance mechanism is your ego trying to protect itself from vulnerability. But as Jung taught us, the only way to become whole, individuation, is to confront your wounds. not bury them. And the wound of regret is the refusal to face the possibility of failure. But how do we break this cycle? It starts with a brutal but necessary process: deconstructing the idealized past. The path out of regret is not forgetting, it is radical acceptance, the sacred acceptance of your own story, messy as it is. You must stop treating the past as a fixed event and start viewing it as a narrative that you have the power to rewrite. The first step is to bring the unlived shadow into the light. When a moment of regret hits, don't run. Instead, ask yourself these 3 critical questions. What was I afraid of losing or facing at that exact moment? Was it comfort, social approval, the guarantee of safety? What part of my true self did I sacrifice to avoid that fear? The risk taker, the honest communicator, the authentic voice. What is the smallest, most immediate action I can take right now to reclaim that part of myself? This shifts the energy. Instead of allowing regret to drain your psychic energy, as we discussed in the availability video, you convert the negative charge of regret into productive energy for the present. For example, you regret not speaking your mind years ago. The truth is, you were afraid of conflict. The productive action is not to lash out at the person today, but to find a low-stakes conflict right now, a difficult conversation you've been avoiding, and choose to speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. You are not fixing the past, you are healing the psychological wound in the present moment by practicing the courage you lacked before. This is the integration of the shadow. You stop being a person who has regrets and start becoming a person who learns from unlived potential. Jung said, "We do not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Regret is your darkness. You must look at it, not with condemnation, but with the ruthless curiosity of a scientist. As long as you are controlled by regret, you are living in a state of emotional enslavement to a past that doesn't exist. You are giving away your sovereignty. The only way to win this war is to stop chasing a perfect future and start living from a place of absolute presence. This is the key insight from the video on emotional immunity. Nothing outside has power over you when you are whole within. Regret is a feeling of helplessness. It tells you the best chance has passed. This is a lie designed to keep you small. You must adopt the mindset of the sovereign self. The past is data, not destiny. Failure is a necessary component of the unlived potential you are finally claiming. Your life is not a fixed path. It is a constantly unfolding series of choices, and the next choice is always the most important one. Look at the subheadline on this video. Your life is a series of almosts. Fix it now. This is not a motivational slogan. It is a psychological command. The act of fixing it is not about magically changing the past. It is about taking the energy that regret is currently consuming and pouring it into an immediate, irreversible action. Start the thing, say the thing, leave the thing, face the thing. When you choose action over avoidance, you reclaim the power you handed over to fear years ago. You stop being defined by your almost and start being defined by I am. Let's be brutally honest. Why are you still watching? Because a part of you is desperately searching for permission to start living. And here is the paradox of regret. The more you focus on the unlived life, the more you are creating new regrets right now. In 5 years, you will look back at this exact moment, sitting and watching, and you will regret not having used this energy to build. The ultimate price of the unlived life is the loss of self-respect. You know, deep down, you are betraying your potential. You are choosing the easy path of comfort over the sacred duty of becoming whole. True freedom, the kind of freedom that makes you emotionally untouchable, is when you look at your life, with all its successes and failures, and say, I chose this. I showed up. When you stop being a victim of circumstance and become the creator of your own existence. Nothing will ever hurt you again when you understand that the only person who can truly injure you is the person who chooses to betray their own potential. And you have that choice right now. My challenge to you is simple, and it begins the moment this video ends. Identify one dream you shelved, and take the single smallest, most public, irreversible action toward it today. Send the email. Buy the domain. Tell the truth. When you're ready to break free, write in the comments, "I choose action." Your unlived self is waiting. Don't make it wait another minute.